Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. I'm reading today with the Circle of Life Tarot. This deck is not in my usual rotation for this week or even this month, but I've come to realize that this deck and I are grappling with something together right now, which is I had pretty much made the decision to get rid of this deck because it was too tough and I felt like it was screaming at me. And then I featured it in my VR to Nothing So Strange, the hashtag Maslow Terex Redux, as a bee that stings. Or a bee that is my friend, and because the yelling at me was the sting and the violent imagery, but I do love the artwork, and it made me shift my thinking about it in terms of, I thought, well, you do need a friend who's going to tell you the harsh things. I also realized that it may have been situational. This was the deck that I was reading with the week of the presidential election. And it was every day. It's like screaming, like, do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? And it's like, I was like, yes, I know what's happening. And I'm as upset about it as you are. But could we please talk about something else? But so that week, all I got from this was political issues and world issues, no matter what I was trying to read on. It may have been unfair timing that was the week I was reading with this deck. But I do think that's a feature of this deck, is that I think it tends to be dramatic. This morning I did a private reading with it, and about just a small issue that was coming up in the day today, and it was surprisingly gentle. I'm still kind of working out the kinks with how I feel about this deck. All of that said, the reading today is with the Circle of Life Tarot. And I'm going to do a layout that I just this morning saw online from Taproot Tarot. I think she credited this to Vincent Pitisci, but it's a modified, it's a 3-and-3 card spread, and I really liked that. So I've already done some shuffling as usual. The circular part of this deck I actually like. And a lot of people said, oh, I can't handle circular decks. But for me, I like it. And I like the fact that it was created to be circular, so that the image, if you rotate the image, you're seeing different things and getting different angles. It's not like a straight deck that was then put in a circular format where you still have a upright and a reversed image. I actually use the nuances with this deck, and I like that aspect of it. Some people wouldn't. I do. So we have I'm trying to remember the issue. The obstacle and the potential outcome. I'm trying to figure out where the bottom of my screen is here. It's a little obscured from my vision here. And then these are additional cards for this. Oh, and I set it up wrong because it's a 3-and-3. Oh, wait a minute. I always misjudge the top of this. There we go. It's a triangle. It just seems like no matter how high I get my camera, I always have trouble having enough room. Okay. So the issue here is the Knight of Swords. This is our general reading for today. The Knight of Swords, this would be jumping right in, taking action, ready for the battle. And here we have a reversed Two of Pentacles. This came up in my other reading today, decisions. A reversed Two of Pentacles, and the Four of, this also came up in that reading. Whoa, okay. So the issue today is going to be about decisions, about what to hold on to, what to hold back, and diving right in. Now, this one is upright, so the main issue here is about diving right in, and I would say then the decision is, this is the reversed decision, so it's, and I usually think of Pentacles as not being a particularly important decision. I think it can often be deciding between two good things for Pentacles, as far as I'm concerned. And the need to hold some things back, the need for protection. So that's what you're juggling today, this desire to move forward, but balancing it with the need for self-protection. The obstacle, sorry, it is an obstacle, the Ten of Wands, feeling overburdened. And that is a little bit like halfway. So the Ten of Wands is always about being near completion with your burdens. If it's reversed, it's the burdens are over. But here it's halfway. So I would say that we're kind of right in the middle of being transitioning from the burden to almost being over. Again, with the obstacles, things that you have to hold back, this may be adding to your burdens of having to maintain and hold on to things while you're trying to do the completion. And this is the moon, and the moon is telling us that there are things going on underneath the surface, of course, with the moon, that things that you may not know about yet. So the obstacle is that while you're trying to complete things, you've got to hold some things back. And there are elements that you're not aware of yet that are going to come into play. And it can also be things that you feel the need to keep to yourself, either to protect someone else or to just keep them calm. Here she seems to be keeping the sea creature calm while she holds on to the world. For anyone who's a caregiver, there are things that you have to keep to yourself, just for the sake of the caregiving. And so the potential outcome here is the Sun. Now, see, this is an example of a card in this deck that I just have trouble reading. And so unless I know the title by the Roman numeral, I had to pause and look it up, because sometimes I find the majors confusing in this deck. So this to me doesn't look like a particularly happy card. She looks very serious and almost a warrior stance to me. So anyway, that's one of the issues I have with this deck. So that is the Sun. The Sun is not full up happiness, but it's still happy. And the happiness, the potential outcome here, is a good outcome. And I personally think the Moon is even good too, because we have light and reflected light, and we have them working together. So we have the things that are blazing forth and the things that are underneath, and they're working together. But we still have this decision that needs to be finalized. And perhaps these two things are going to inform this decision. So overall, it's a good outcome today. Now, let's take a look at colors. In the statement of the theme, we have yellow, green, gray. In the statement of the theme, this one probably has the most graphic weight. So in the statement of this charging forward, a little more weight's going to go to the holding things back. In the obstacle, we have lighter feeling over here, although these are about equal. This one's lighter than that one. So the obstacles are not going to be as much, which we kind of already knew. But the major thing is going to be the things that we have to keep at bay, the things we have to hold back is reinforced here. And then color-wise, this is the brightest here, so that's great. Our happiest card is, it's not unvarnished happiness, and we already knew that from the image, but because it's off to the side, it's not just like, yay, everything's fantastic, but it's a really good day. And this means a good period because it's a major. And then these are kind of pale in comparison. And overall, I think this comes across as the graphically strongest, and it's orange. Orange is typically a very friendly color, and orange and yellow together, bright, sunny, friendly. And it is tempered with browns. So for your color readings, that is that. And now with the majors, we have two major things going on here. And so these unknown elements and the sun, so the light and reflected light, these are the major things going on a broader scale in your life right now, light and reflected light. So you might have to think about that and think, what's out in the open? What things are behind? Are you keeping back? And what things may you not know about? Those are going to be important things to think about going forward. But today should be a pretty good day. I'd take it and run with it. This is Cara from Cara Tarot. Thank you.